Hi everybody, my name is Marin. I've been a personal trainer and fitness instructor for nearly a decade, and today we're going to be checking out the Fit Simplify Loop Resistance Band Kit. So if you guys are not familiar with loop resistance bands, they are one of the best exercise pieces of equipment that you can use. I love it because it fits into this small bag, easy to pack, easy to travel with, but you get a great diversity in the number of resistance bands that you actually get. And these are also super helpful for therapy, endurance training, resistance training, isometric training. You get a wide variety just by adding some loop resistance bands into your actual workout routine. So with the Fit Simplify, you're going to get 5 different bands. They're gonna range from extra light to light, medium, heavy, and then extra heavy, ending here in the black. If you're just getting started, I recommend going with one of the light bands. Even if you're an advanced or intermediate fitness level, if you've not used loop resistance bands at all yet, start with the light bands so you get a feel for them, and then you can kind of figure out where you want to go from there. This is going to last you whether you're a beginner all the way to an advanced athlete. So let's give it a try. I'm going to go ahead and take the light band here and go with the blue one. Set my other bands off to the side. Now I love resistance bands, but I really love the loop because the loop just adds more diversity. We're gonna start with doing upper body and lower body. And first what I wanna talk about is isometric holds. So when it comes to loop resistance bands, you can stick your hands in them just like so. Gently grab the bands. And if you give it a little pull, you notice it's gonna provide a good amount of resistance. Even if I don't move, as long as I'm holding this, you can see that my entire upper body, shoulders, back, chest, triceps, biceps, they're all working just to hold this band in this position. Now I love this because if you add just a few little rotations, like up and down, ooh, now you're really working that whole upper body out. You're also engaging that core, so breathing in deep, keeping the core and the glutes nice and tight. And you can also add some twists. So we're already getting a good range of motion. We're getting a full upper body workout with this, but it's only because we're using isometric bands. If we weren't doing that and we were just doing this, you're not really gonna get much of that motion. So using the bands for isometric, it's gonna provide all of that resistance, not just in one direction against gravity, but in all directions throughout your whole movement. This is why I like bands, and they're not as heavy as dumbbells. So you can also use bands in the same way that you would use dumbbells or standard exercise equipment. So standard things like curls, you're going to take one palm facing up, one palm facing down, bring them into the band, bring the lower hand into extension, and from the top hand, you're going to curl. And you can see that I'm getting that resistance with the curl all the way at the top, exhaling, using that core, and resisting all the way down too. If you want to bring this up to your shoulder, now you can get tricep pull downs, but you're getting resistance up and down. Isn't that amazing? This is why I love these bands so much. Woo. Bringing them up over your head, so you're still putting your palms in the bands. Whoop. Just like this. Up over your head, straighten them out, pull them down. Ooh, and this is supposed to be light. This is nice lat pull downs, stretching it out and bringing it up. Great movement. Now what I love about the loop bands too is you can anchor them on under your toe. So from your toe here, and I'm going to just kneel down because I can tell that these bands have great resistance. You can go ahead and pull up, give it a little twist, lawn mowers or little rows. So we're getting our back now. You can also do this standing up, putting both toes in the bands and gently pulling right into the navel or right into the sternum there in between the chest and the belly button. Keeping that back nice and flat, pulling the elbows back, squeezing the shoulder blades, exhaling as you pull up. Nice bent over rows. And don't forget to come back up here and do some lat raises. You can go straight with these lat raises. You can go sideways. Ooh, such great workout. And you can do the other side as well. So your base arm's always going to get that stability workout too while you're doing this. So you're tagging two things at the same time. Now we did the isometric hold just laterally, but you can also do this up and down. Other side. And you can also go diagonal. So holding it in the diagonal, you can do chops, getting the core, really twisting it, exhaling as you come up. You can do this in so many different varieties. If you can anchor this, varieties. Now with that being said, let's go ahead and move into the lower body. We're gonna start with the lower body isometric holds too. One of the places I really love exercising these isometric holds in the lower body is by placing the band right around my legs above my knees. From here, we're gonna step out shoulder width apart. You can see it stretching that band, putting resistance on the outsides of my legs. And you can also sit here and perform squats. So now when you're working the squat, you're not just working the front and the back side of your body, you're working the sides too, because your knees are forced to hold those bands in order to maintain the right form, keeping those knees above the big toes as you squat. So it's isometric holding out, and then you're performing the squat. You can also just keep it here so that it's got pressure while you do your upper body movements, or you can move into more of a dynamic range movement, which is just getting into a squat and now opening and closing, taking a few steps out to the side. This is providing resistance in your inner and outer thighs, and it's keeping your core nice and engaged, because we're not used to this push and pull from the outsides. You can also bring these movements down to the ground, keeping that band right around the thighs. You can lift into a bridge, hold it there if you'd like, or move into dynamic movements as well. Bringing the bands down to your ankles, you can perform the side leg raises with resistance now, so you're not just getting gravity, but you're getting resistance from the bands. I also love using these for abs, so laying on the back, lifting up. Woo! It really gets it, I'm telling you. Telling you, just a little bit of resistance, and you can go the other way as well, working the glutes and the hamstrings. Now the beautiful thing about these bands is you're able to combine any of these lower body movements with the upper body movements as well. So you have five bands to work with here. So you can place one on your lower body, grab the other one. Here we go. Remember this isometric hold with the bands here? We got an isometric hold with the bands on our knees, and now holding both ways, we're gonna squat. So now we have a full body isometric hold. You want to add a little more dynamics to this, rotate those arms up and down. You can even twist left and right. Bringing this back down to the ground. Going to lay here. Put that nice isometric hold in the legs, isometric hold in the arms. Raise the arm over your head, raise it up, crunch. Over the head, back up, crunch. So the list of exercises and movements when it comes to loop resistance bands can go on all day. Anything that you can think about body weight wise without the bands, whether it be planking or squat jumping, you can incorporate bands into those movements. And almost anything that you use dumbbells with, you can incorporate the bands as well. And the beautiful thing is, you can do this in combination with isometric movements, dynamic movements, and full body movements as well. You can see that just in the short amount of time that we've talked about these bands, we've gone through a lot of different diverse exercises that not only tag an isolated muscle or movement, but it gets the whole body working the core and the stability muscles as well throughout the full range of motion. That is a benefit you're gonna get with these loop resistance bands, and you're also able to fit them right in your pocket. How awesome is that? They won't even make you take it out at the security check line in the airport because they're rubber. And they're that simple, that easy, and they're that amazing to work with, something I highly recommend. So thank you so much for checking out these loop resistance bands by Fit Simplify. My name is